Good evening, happy Sunday, Autoimmune Tribe. Welcome to Sunday Soul Chat. My name is Sarah, and whether you're new or come here every Sunday now, welcome. So tonight, let's just make sure that we are live and good in the group. Hold on, I gotta move you for a second. Okay, we're kicking. Awesome. So I want to talk about law of attraction tonight. And sorry, my hair is a little wild. I'm actually going back tomorrow to, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with my hair tomorrow. You guys, I'll show you after it gets done. But I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow. So law of attraction is what I want to talk about tonight. And first, I just want to throw out there, who is aware of law of attraction? Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it but you don't know what it is? What are your favorite resources for law of attraction and learning about it, or how to utilize law of attraction? And if you are someone who utilizes law of attraction, what does your law of attraction process or practice look like? So I want you to answer those questions as I keep going here, because I'd love to hear how you're already using this. Again, are you aware of it? Are you aware of it and you don't you've heard of it, but you don't know what it is? What are your favorite resources, and what does your process look like? Okay, so love to hear any examples of how you're already using this in your life. Now I'm going to explain what it actually is. So law of attraction, in the most simplest of terms, is like attracts like, okay? For example, happiness attracts happiness. Sometimes you consider, maybe if you've recognized this or seen this in your own life before, where when you are in this kind of negative, critical, complaining mode, you might notice that you tend to be surrounded by people who are in that same kind of funk. Whereas if you're someone who is energized and happy, you might find that that's the kind of people that you're bringing and attracting into your life, just as a short example, okay? So law of attraction, like equals like, it's one of the universal laws, and where you place your focus can have an intense impact on what happens to you. Okay, so what does that mean? Where are you focusing your thoughts? Are you focusing your thoughts on complaining about your knee, right? Or are you saying, I'm so grateful for this knee, even though I have pain today, I still deeply love and accept myself and know that maybe I need to feel more supported in my life. And instead of saying what you don't have, what do you have, right? And starting to, even if you don't have it yet, call that into your life by acting as if it's real and already true, okay? So law of attraction is no scary science or heavy philosophical type of mumbo jumbo. It's all about just turning good intentions into positive action. So it's really as simple as that. Can we put our awareness or our intention on something positive so that we call something positive back into our life? Okay? So starting to fill your thoughts, words, energy with positivity and possibility. Notice if you're someone who does say a word that you don't want in your life, but you're saying that word a lot, right? Like the word stupid or something, or the word disease, right? Are you saying that word a lot? Or can't, I have to, I can't, I don't have, I don't want, right? And by saying those things so frequently, are you actually calling them into your life, right? So knowing exactly what it is you want and then simply allowing this to come into the universe is part of this law of attraction process. So I'm curious if any of you, first of all, does that make sense? Like attracts like. When I put this energy out into the universe, that's what comes back to me, kind of like boomerang effect, okay? Does anyone have any stories of how they've used law of attraction or how it's worked for them in the past? I'd love to hear that from you. You can call in money to your life or abundance in any shape or form. Maybe you call in the perfect doctor or perfect health coach that you most want to work with. It's just like this perfect match. Maybe you call and desire less headaches in your life or no headaches in your life, right? So as you become aware and learn about the law of attraction, you become more aware of your own thoughts. So just kind of having this idea back in your head that like, like, even if you're not fully sold yet, right? But if you have this kind of just awareness of, maybe if I shift my thoughts towards a more positive place, I don't know, maybe more positive things will come into my life. What's the harm, right? Versus being stuck in an angry place or stuck in a frustrated place, for example. So we become more aware of our thoughts once we know about law of attraction. And you might notice now that you understand it in just its basic, most simple form, which it is a really simple process, that you start to notice when you're thinking these negative thoughts. And you might, maybe you didn't think that you had very many negative thoughts, and now you're aware of it, so you're noticing all of this spiral. And so part of this is just an awareness of, like, how often are you going down that path, okay? So the more aware you are, more aware you become of these underlying negative thoughts and conversation you're having in your head, either about yourself or about others, or maybe about your disease, then you get to shift and you get to change your belief here. You get greater awareness about it, and then as Abraham Hicks talks about, you get back into the vortex. So you shift away from that negativity and then into the positivity, okay? So this constant, I'm never going to get better, or I can't eat anything, turns into that, right? So if we walk around, I can't eat anything, can't eat anything, and then all of a sudden we're down to 5 foods that we can eat, right? So maybe you're calling that into your life actually by putting that energy out into the universe. So instead, how about be really grateful for the foods that you can eat and start to shift the thought into, oh my gosh, all these foods are delicious. I can eat so many things. I can eat so many things. I can eat all the foods that are healing for me. I can eat all the foods that are nutrient dense and that taste wonderful, right? Starting to shift your mindset here, okay? So you can stay in that place of, I'm never going to get better, or you can start to change and create new beliefs that reflect what you truly desire, okay? Change and create new beliefs to reflect what you truly desire. So first we have to figure out, what do you truly desire, okay? And I want you to be thinking about that because we'll do an exercise here in a second. But I just want to give you some examples of how I've used this, especially in my business. And of course, this like always happens when I go on live stream. My phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna tell you a story as I'm walking through my house. So I have done this before to call in extra money into my life, okay? So say you are trying to save money to go on vacation, or you're trying to buy a really cute pair of shoes, or you have a lot of supplements that you need to be taking in order to promote your health in the best way, or healing your gut, and these are things that you want and desire in your life, money to be able to buy these things. So you can call in money. And I did this one month where I was, sorry guys, transitioning a little bit out of my full-time job and into running my own business. It was really freaking scary. I was like, oh my God, I don't have a paycheck anymore. I only get paid when people hire me. And so fortunately I have a boyfriend who helps share some of the bills with me, but I was scared. And, I decided at that point that I was going to step out of the fear and instead start to manifest extra money coming in that month. And I got a check for $200, and then I got a check for $300 because we were watching these people's, it was actually their nephew's dog, and they just were so grateful because it was a bad situation for them. And we were able to step up and help them, and we got $500, and it was amazing, right? And I had been writing down every morning, what I was trying to call into my world. So that's one short example. Robin says, I am just starting to learn more about the law of attraction, and I'm looking to add more of it into my life and healing. Wonderful, Robin. So we're going to practice tonight here in a second. Carly, I definitely have seen that I've had increased awareness this week with meditation and tapping, and that has allowed me to be more focused in pursuing things I really want in my life this week. Yes, and you just explained step 1 in using the law of attraction, which is getting grounded, getting clear, meditating beforehand, which we're going to do. Cool. Okay, so that's one example of how I've used, and kind of the magic of law of attraction has come and worked in my favor, okay? And that was good because, you know, it was something that I needed, but it's better to ask for or be an energetic match for things that are not out of desperation, right? That are not like, there's no negativity around them is what I'm trying to say. So it's not that you have this horrible fear around money and then you're trying to ask money to come into your life. It needs to be more about money is good, money is a neutral resource, money is an energy exchange, and then calling more than enough into your life because you know that you're worthy of it. Instead of feeling, oh my God, I don't have enough, now I need to ask for it in like the last inning, right? I've only used this for simple things like Phoebe. What's Phoebe, Michelle? Green lights and parking spots while driving. Yes, yeah, okay, so that's a really great example where it's like you're predicting when the light's going to turn green, and that's a little bit of practice in using your intuition as well. And almost like it's like practicing that prediction, right? But really, you're not predicting, you're just feeling the energy of the light turning green, which is different than predicting something, okay? Because you actually feel it. So, autocorrect, no problem. Okay, another example for me is clients. So I have a one-on-one coaching program that's 3 months long, and I've worked with people who have been less than ideal clients before, but I've still been able to help them. And that was fine, but I was like ready for the perfect person or people. Like I wanted more than one, right? And so I was ready for the perfect people to walk into my life that I knew I could help and that were ready for the type of coaching and healing that I provide, and ready to not only allow me to work with them, but they were ready to step into their own healer's shoes. And so I would write about this every morning, saying how I was so lucky and grateful that the perfect, ideal, like avatar of a client was walking into my life. And 3 of them came at once. And they're amazing women who I've been working with for the last few months and just fit my client avatar, who I can help, who I can actually reach really perfectly, okay? So that's another example for me in my life. If you guys have any stories, please share them, all right? And I just want to also show the flip side of that too, which is that I have had this happen in a more negative sense, right? Where I doubted myself and then people doubt me, right? Because that's the energy I'm putting off into the world, and then I get people who doubt me as well, right? So it's a great reminder when you are kind of stuck in this negative thought or feeling of shame or guilt or hopelessness, to shift back out of it, especially if you notice you're already starting to attract those things into your life. So for me, it was shifting from a place of self-doubt into pure, true, like real confidence, right? So how can we relate this to our autoimmune disease or symptoms? How about instead of combating or fighting any symptoms, that we instead receive them with grace, okay? So this can be a challenge, right? But instead of saying, okay, so for example, skin is one of my biggest symptoms with autoimmune disease. So leaky gut, leaky skin, right? And inflammation can show up on your skin. Hormonal imbalances can show up on your skin. Stress can show up on your skin, which is all the case for me, right? And I'm just trying to get them all under control. And for a long time, it was like just this anger and frustration about my skin. And instead of trying to fight it and like put on some topical cream that's never gonna work, shifting back towards this receiving this symptom, whatever it is for you, with grace, and asking our bodies instead, what message is it trying to send to me or to you? And so interesting too, because skin, anything with your skin, inflammation is often on the emotional spectrum a sign of anger, or like not feeling accepted, okay? So I dug deeper into that and tried to figure out like, okay, what am I angry about? And it was really interesting to actually explore that and discover that, and be able to receive this symptom with grace and with wonder and exploration, and be a little bit of a detective and say, okay, universe, what are you trying to tell me? Instead of getting angry about it, right? So what are you here to teach me? Where am I blocked? And then that block might be a physical manifestation of the emotional block? Or what is creating stress in my life? Can I look at the root cause of this, right? So this build up of negativity, right, opposite of where you want to be in law of attraction, when it's left unchecked, it does grow and spill over into a physical symptom. So here's the thing, and here's the challenge. Can you see your body as absolutely perfect? When we're looking and thinking about autoimmune disease, we often think about our physical symptoms versus any sort of emotional trauma or blockages, imbalances in the body. But so when you look at your physical body, can you see your body as absolutely perfect? And then in return, be an energetic match for perfect health, right? So you, by feeling perfect, you're calling in perfect health into your body. That can be very challenging for people. So you start with what feels good for you. For example, you might not feel quote perfect. And my whole mantra too is that we're imperfectly perfect, right? That we all have these imperfections, but that's truly what makes us beautiful, what makes us perfect. But looking and maybe, you're not feeling awesome about your hips or something, or you're not feeling awesome about your digestion, but shifting your mindset towards, you know what, these hips give me curves and make me feel sexy, or these hips have held children, and continue to hold, babies on the hips. Or I'm so grateful for my hips because of the yoga they allow me to do. So just some examples, right? For your belly. What message is this bloating trying to send me? Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful and so amazed by how smart my body is that, I'm ready to listen and try to figure out why is this bloating happening? Because your body's not just pissed off at you, right? It's sending you a message. Maybe you have imbalance of your pH or good bacteria to bad bacteria ratio in your stomach, or you have nutrient malabsorption or something, right? So what is your body actually trying to tell you through this physical symptom? And can you become more in alignment with it and then start to believe in my digestion is perfect. I wake up in the morning, I have normal bowel movements, and when I eat, it feels good and nourishing. So saying those things, even though they aren't already true, so that you can call them into your life is all about what law of attraction is, the lesson behind it, okay? So a couple points here. First, manifesting doesn't happen immediately, and thank God, right? Because I know, I've imagined horrible things like car accidents, right? And be like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. And thank God it doesn't happen right away. We aren't immediate manifestors. It's like planting a seed, okay? Carly says, for me this week, as I meditated and tapped, I became clearer and I wanted more connectivity and inspiration in my life, and the space opened up in my daily life to pursue those things. Beautiful. That's a wonderful way to be an energetic match for the inspiration, and then all of a sudden there's a space or this time or something, some opportunity jumps out for you to then be able to pursue that, right? So back to my point, doesn't happen immediately. It's like planting a seed. Okay, so it's these continuous thoughts or continuous practice that then allow these things to be an energetic match for them and manifest them into your life, right? So we don't have to worry too much about having some of these negative thoughts, because it's okay to have negative thoughts, right? It's okay to feel sad or hurt or angry. It's the difference is, are you walking around angry every single day and then it manifests as acne, right? Or are you saying, okay, this really pissed me off, I'm angry or I'm frustrated. Now I'm gonna dissect this a little bit. I'm gonna figure out why this is. Then as I process it, I'm gonna release it and let it go, and then move back into this place of gratitude or joy or happiness or inspiration, right? So that's the difference there. And next point is just that when you are starting to call things into your life that feel good, and instead of asking what you don't want to happen, ask what you do want to happen, and then that should feel realistic. So for example, if you're, looking in the mirror and saying, oh my God, my body's so perfect, and that feels like a stretch for you, even though you are perfect, maybe you don't start right there, right? What's realistic? Is asking for $1,000 this week realistic for you? maybe for some of us, not for me personally. So maybe I asked for an extra $200 this week, and that feels better for me, right? So what feels realistic for you, and what feels good as you're starting to manifest and use law of attraction, okay? So just one more point here. I pulled this from an article which said it has already been acknowledged within modern medicine that the placebo effect is very real, demonstrating the magnitude of importance that the mind has in the physical recovery of the body. So placebo effect, right, is where there's a control group that thinks they're taking like the antidepressant, but they're actually taking a sugar pill, right? But then they still have improvements in depressive thoughts, for example. And that is displaying how important mindset is in getting better. That's like why this group exists, right? Because we're working on the emotional and mental side to complement the physical side of healing, because we need both in order to heal. The physical part can only take you so far before you get stuck or stagnant. You need the other half to be able to lift you up to your greatest you and your greatest being, all right? So I want to share, I posted an article earlier today on some cool stories about law of attraction from the Oprah Winfrey Show, as Louise Hay on the show. And this was from, I think, a while back, because she doesn't have that show anymore. But I want to also share with you some law of attraction examples of how to manifest and some quotes, which I'll post. And then I have this book here too, which is a great starting point. If anyone's like, this is brand new to me, but it sounds cool, maybe I want to start doing it or learning more, I just put a link in the comments to a book called The Law of Attraction, the Basics of the Teachings of Abraham, written by Esther Hicks, and it's a wonderful book to get you started, okay? Just as a resource. All right, so let's talk about, I think I wrote 7, I actually broke it down to 6 steps to manifest, or to be able to use the law of attraction for your greatest good and for healing, for feeling healthy and wonderful, instead of making disease or your autoimmune disease or symptoms some sort of life sentence. How can we use this to help us heal? Okay? And it's you too, right? Like, it's activating your own inner healer, empowering you to be your own greatest healer versus dependency on anybody or anything. You just need these 6 steps, okay? So step number 1 is to get clear, relaxed, and grounded. If anyone's listening and feels inspired or motivated, maybe you can drop these 6 steps in as I say them. But the first is get clear, relaxed, and grounded, okay? We're going to do that together, a short 5-minute meditation just to this song, the Ganesh invocation, as a way for us to just settle down into our bodies, get grounded. I encourage you to imagine an anchor connected to your sacrum as we breathe together, and white light surrounding you that's healing, and positive white light, right? Because we're shifting out of this negative state. All right, so I'm going to turn this music on. Again, it's just 5 minutes long. We're just going to sit with eyes closed as we listen for a little sound healing. If anyone can hear, if it's too loud, please drop a comment in and let me know. I'm going to try right there. Sit tall through your spine. Hands on your thighs, palms face up for grounding. Facing up if you need to feel more receiving today. And close your eyes. Just start to deepen your breath. And let's breathe together. And blink open your eyes and just take a little gaze around. Maybe stretch out your neck. It's amazing what just 5 minutes of sitting still, that was even a little under 5 minutes, can do for your body. So I'm hoping you guys are feeling a little bit more grounded here. Next is step 2, right? So step 1 was get clear, relaxed, and grounded. Step 2 is to check yourself. So what does that mean? This is where you tune in to ask, does this feel good? And is it realistic? Okay? So does it feel reachable to you, right? And for example, with the calling in $1,000 this week, that might feel really out of reach, but 200 feels still like you don't know where it's going to come from, right? There's a lot of place for surprise and wonder and magic to happen there, but it feels like that could happen, right? So this is where you really just tune into your truth, and does it feel good? Is it something you truly want? And that's a good time to step back and look, is this something that I feel like I should want or should have, or someone else wants me to be like this or feel this way, or do I want this? So make sure that they're true to you, make sure that they feel good, make sure that they feel realistic to you. Again, there can be a little bit of dreamland and magic and wonder and space for the law of attraction to happen without asking for like winning the lottery, right? That's just using money as an example. It could also be for your symptoms, right? So maybe you have debilitating migraines, and so asking for no more migraines ever starting tomorrow feels completely out of reach, but to have 3 migraines a week instead of 7 migraines a week feels really good and doable and realistic. Maybe you start there, right? Okay, so step 2, check yourself. 3, ask the universe for it. So this is the actual action taking part, right? So you can do this by just shouting it out loud, go to the hilltop, shout out your law of attraction manifestations, or you can write them down, or you could just think about them in your head, right? So just these positive thoughts on what you want to be able to create, and then also visualizing. So you want to be really clear and look like, okay, I'm trying to call in health that allows me to go on the first vacation I have gone on in 5 years or something, right? So your health has held you back from that vacation, and so you're like, I'm so ready for it. I'm ready for it to feel healthy enough to go on vacation, because maybe the plane ride is a lot for your body. So you imagine yourself getting on the plane, buckling your seatbelt, what snacks you bring on the plane with you. You think about what the temperature is like when you get off the plane. Where are you? Are you surrounded by trees or mountains or oceans or jungle? Where do you stay where you're there? How does it feel? How does it smell? Who do you meet? How does your mood feel? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you energized? What do you eat? So you're trying to think about specifics here. What does that look like for you, okay? So step 3 is asking the universe for it, this active action-taking part. There are several ways to do this. I want you to just do what feels best for you. You can do this right now if you'd like, especially since we just meditated, okay? Step 4 is feeling as if it's already true. So this is the part where you are writing it down, okay? I'm calling in $200 this week, and now you're going to feel as if you already have it. You can even write yourself a check for it when you're talking about money, okay? And being like, I have this $200. This is amazing. I'm so happy. This is wonderful. Like, I feel that when I have this money, I am able to be a better wife or mom, or I have less stress, and so I'm able to be of high service to the world, or I can volunteer my time more, or I can give 10% back to a charity. Like, why is it awesome for you to have that? And just pretending as if it's already true, okay? Again, that's using money as an example. For you, you could use your symptoms as an example where you're feeling as if your shoulder pain is gone, okay? And so you're just imagining what that would feel like. What would that feel like for your shoulder pain to be gone? What would you do differently? How would your shoulders feel? How would you stand? What would it feel like to go into a salt bath and be able to relieve that, right? So number 4, feeling as if it's already true. Number 5, practicing gratitude for that now. Okay, so it's here, it's yours, you have it, you never didn't have it, you just needed to ask for it and call it into your life. And now we're going to practice this deep gratitude for receiving. Okay, so the $200, right? Thank you, universe, for sending me this $200. I'm able to X, Y, and Z with this $200. I am able to sleep better at night because of this $200. I'm so grateful. Thank you for providing for me. Maybe you wake up without a migraine, and practicing gratitude, right? So practicing gratitude, again, this is just the 5th step before it actually happens, practicing gratitude. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that this happened, but I know how powerful I am and energy of the universe. Like, I feel energized, and I feel healthier, and I feel more clear-headed, and my brain fog is gone, and I'm so grateful for this day without this migraine or this headache, okay? Step number 6 is to trust, right? So this is a little bit to associated with step 4, which is feeling as if it was already true, then getting grateful for it. 6 is trusting that it actually will happen. This is the part where you need to believe it to be able to call it into your life, right? So trusting, even though it didn't happen. So say you're trying to wake up without a migraine tomorrow, but then you do, right? You wake up with a migraine tomorrow. You do it again. You do the steps again. You say, like, I am, manifesting, calling in this positivity around, just pure hope and energy. And I'm looking at myself as if I don't have migraines, and then trusting that the next day it could happen. Okay, so trusting it until the very, 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 very end. Okay, trust that it can happen. It will happen, even if it's in the 9th inning. Okay. I didn't know I'd ever use sports analogies in autoimmune chart. Okay, so those are the 6 steps. You can repeat them with as many freaking things as you want, as many times as you want, but it is planting the seed that every time you do this, you're becoming more of an energetic match for these things in your life, and that you begin to attract them. Like attracts like equals law of attraction. Okay, do you guys have any questions? I'm just going to, I think Carly just did it for us. I was going to say I'm going to recap the numbers, but let's see. Number 1, get clear, relaxed, and grounded. Yes, ma'am. 2, check yourself. Is this attainable? Does this feel good? Do I want this? Yes. 3, ask the universe for it and visualize it. Yes, as if it's already happened. What does it look like? How does it feel? What does it smell like? 4, conjuring the feelings as if it's already reality. Yes, feel as if it's already true. 5, practicing gratitude for it for it now before it actually happens. Yes. And when it does happen, I should include that as well. So like when it does happen, you still find that gratitude. 6, trust that it will and can happen. Yes. Okay? those are 6 steps for law of attraction in, my modified, adapted version from many people who teach on this subject. And again, there's a book in the comments if you guys want to read and learn more. You can also do lots of Googling here and ways and stories of other people. The Oprah article has other examples, and I'd love to hear, for those of you who are going to start doing this for your health, how it works. How does your life change? Okay? So please let me know. I'd love to hear follow-up stories from you guys, or even if you're listening to the recording and have some stories of how you've used this in your life so far, would love to hear them. Okay? So that's all we got for Soul Chat Sunday. I'll see you guys next Sunday and in the group throughout the week. Let me know if you have any questions. Love you all. Good night.